If you want to grow your own food, natural resources, and ecological diversity in your own yard, you're going to need good soil. My name is Juan. This is Breathing Wild, and today we'll be talking about what soil is and how to build it. It's easy to see soil as some inert substance that just happens to hold plants, fungi, and microorganisms afloat, rather than seeing it as a living, breathing mass that involves all of its parts as a whole. Soil is alive, not like sentient rocks, but instead as an animated mass of billions of microorganisms, constantly breaking down organic matter and even breaking down rock into minerals and bringing them up to this topsoil so that they become available to plants and fungi even. In this diagram, you can see how the layers closest to the surface, being the topsoil, has the most organic matter and life, while deep down you have more and more undecomposed organic matter and unbroken down solid rock. This topsoil is essential to build back up again if we want life to flourish in our ecosystem. To build up our soil, we're going to need to feed our soil life. The one simple thing we can say to having better soil is to add organic matter. The mulching is a really good place to start. So here we have a bed of cucumber and sweet potato in the middle. And we've basically added about, say, 3 inches of mulch above the topsoil. Adding straw or leaves gathered up from the fall are both great to keeping your garden beds composting over time, adding fertility, and better retaining moisture. So imagine it like an insulating layer that whenever water goes in, it keeps the water underneath, and it's composting over time, so all the microorganisms under there get to have a feast. There's plenty of water, there's plenty of air. It's the ideal fluffy environment for them. Mulch basically equates to better insulated soil, better moisture retention, and greater fertility over time. This means you'll have to water your plants less and fertilize them less too, because you're building that topsoil. If your soil started here, every time you're planting something, you're adding stuff, you're adding soil, you're adding organic matter to build up that soil. And so you're increasing the amount of microorganisms that are breaking stuff down, they're reproducing, and then your soil becomes a mass that over the years just starts building up and up and up. Sheet mulching is another variation of mulching that allows you to compost in place while keeping grasses and weeds down. Sheet mulching is simply taking organic matter like paper, food scraps. Avoid meat and dairy though, because that's going to take a while to compost. And then you cover it with a layer of cardboard or multiple sheets of paper. What the cardboard or sheets of paper do is they block out the sunlight so that these grasses, they're smothered out. They don't get any sunlight, and so they eventually die and decompose. So their root systems and their above ground foliage breaks down and becomes part of your soil, right? So that's building topsoil. Then the very next part is this stuff, mulch, which we explained earlier, retains moisture, adds fertility, and makes a nice little nest for plants to go in. Now, if you'd like a better explanation and a very simplified way to create a garden bed through sheet mulching, I would recommend Jeff Lawton's How to Make an Instant Garden Bed video. It is very simple, very clear, and Jeff Lawton, he's one of my favorite permaculture designers. He's very passionate and clear with his vision in composting. There's so much more to get into for soil development, like composting, like tilling versus not tilling, companion planting. So many different facets of a building soil that we're going to cover, but we'll leave that for another video. I'd like to thank you for tuning in. I'd like to invite you to comment, subscribe if you want to tag along on our permaculture adventure, and please be well, be wild.